Hi everyone, it's me, Allie, your melanin sister, and thank you so much for joining me on another episode of Melanin Master Class, where we refresh, renew, and reveal a new you for a life you love. Today's topic on Melanin Master Class is the emotional guidance scale. What is that, you may ask? So, I began following Abraham Hicks about 3-4 years ago, and I find the inspiration that I get from listening to Abraham Hicks very, very transformational in my life. Now, I do think that it goes to show, and in my previous videos we talk about changing thoughts, changing your life, and changing this and changing that. Now, I like to start off by saying changing thoughts and habits are not a magic bullet to abundance, wealth, or health. However, it is a very, very important and first steps tool in order to change our life circumstances leading to abundance. Many of us are still on that journey of self-purpose and trying to figure out our true purpose in life. In order for us to figure that out, we need to dig deep and become our true potentials, right? And live our true potentials. The goal for almost everyone on this planet is abundance, health, wealth, and happiness. In my mind, in my opinion, true abundance is having a good balance of all three of those things: health, wealth, and happiness.
Health, wealth, happiness.
So, what is the emotional guidance scale? That is what we're going to talk about today. As I talked about in previous videos about using your thoughts to change your life, this is also part of that, right? So, we use this emotional guidance scale by Abraham Hicks to feel and evaluate how our emotions are. That determines now what thoughts are we having to have these emotions, because then our emotions are what we show to others, right? That's what comes out. That's what comes out in our words. That's what comes out in our interactions with others. Have you ever heard someone says, "Oh, I don't like her, she has negative energy. I don't like him, he has negative energy." Same thing. So our emotionals, our thoughts become our emotions, which becomes our habits. But then how do people know how we're thinking, right? Sometimes it's the way we express our emotions. So Abraham Hicks has the emotional guidance scale that helps us to evaluate how we're feeling at any point in time, and moving back up to that scale on point, it's a scale from 1 to 22, right? Skills from 1, or numbers from 1 through 7 are the preferred places for us to be emotion wise. So anything from 7 down to 22, we need to continue to work on to get ourselves back up that scale. And we'll talk about what the scale is and what the numbers represent, right? So the emotional guidance scale are a list of commonly felt emotions. When you want to feel better, identify where you are on the scale and try to move yourself up to number 1. Okay, now let's get into the scale. Where is the scale?
Come on, let's go.
All right. So first on the scale is love, appreciation, and joy. That is the highest level of emotions you can be in, right? So that is when you're in your positive energy. That is when you feel positivity beaming out of you. You ever heard someone say, "Oh my gosh, she's always so positive"? It means that you're operating from an emotion of love, appreciation, and joy. Number 2, passion. Number 3, enthusiasm. Number 4, positive expectation and belief. Number 5, optimism. Number 6, hopefulness. 7, contentment. Now we're going into number 8. 8, boredom. 9, pessimism. 10, frustration, irritation, and impatience. 11, overwhelmment. 12, disappointment. 13, doubt. 14, worry. 15, blame. 16, discouragement. 17, anger. 18, revenge. 19, hatred and rage. 20, jealousy. 21, insecurity, guilt, and unworthiness. 22, fear, grief, powerlessness, and victim mentality. Guys, as you can see, it starts from 1, joy, appreciation, and happiness, to number 22, fear, grief, powerlessness, and victim mentality. Fear, grief, powerlessness, and victim mentality is the lowest emotional state you can exist in. Consistent existence in this emotional state brings financial insecurity, it brings sadness, it brings depression, and it brings a lot of negative circumstances in a person's life. That is a person that someone would say, oh my gosh, so negative. You see you coming and you're trying to like run away, you know?
Run! Yeah.
So, you know, anyway, going back up from the bottom, you know, of the list, where, you know, the lowest emotional state, we're going from back up, right? Fear, grief, powerlessness, victim mentality. Insecurity and guilt, okay? Jealousy is right down there, guys. Right down there. Hatred and rage, right down there. Revenge, anger. We understand these types of emotions, right? And how they can bring negativity into our lives. And these are the bottom of the bottom. Discouragement, blame, worry, doubt, disappointment, overwhelmment, frustration, irritation, and impatience, pessimism, boredom. Those, I believe, are when we're in between and when we tend to blame others for our problems and we worry about things, we're overwhelmed, those kinds of things, right? And then we go from 7 to 1, which we have contentment, hopefulness, optimism, positive expectation and belief, enthusiasm, passion, and the number 1 emotional state that we can be in, love, appreciation, and joy. Now, you know, here in this list from 1 to 22, we know that from 22 up until about 17 are the worst states that we want to be in. We don't want to be angry. We don't want to be fearful. We don't want to be in self-doubt. We don't want to be jealous. We don't want to have a victim mentality. We don't want to operate out of guilt and grief and all those things. And then we have the middle ones where we're blaming other people, we're overwhelmed, we're not content, we're bored, those types of things. Going up into the scale where we're contented, we're feeling joyful, we're feeling happy, and we're looking forward to positive expectations, right? How can we get ourselves out of the lower emotional states into the higher ones? It's not easy to just switch your mind and your brain off and on, because we know that life throws us some very unsavory circumstances sometimes. And I'm not sitting here saying, hey, you know what? It's easy to jump from one state to the next, right? Because it's not easy, especially when you're having a situation that you need to take care of. But what we can do is go about this step by step. Step back, evaluate how you're feeling, identify what emotional state you might be in, and try to figure out how you can bring yourself up to the higher levels of emotions from that scale in order for our thoughts and our circumstances to reflect what we want them to be, to reflect abundance. If we live and stay in a particular emotional state for too long, it's almost like what I said earlier. Your mind is that garden. If you fill it with weeds, then you will not get anything but weeds, right? And those weeds that's coming up, that you're planting, will become your life. It becomes your character, it becomes your habits, it becomes your life circumstances.
Away with slavish weeds and servile thoughts.
Okay, so from knowing this, we understand that the thoughts that we have becomes the emotions that we feel, becomes our habits, becomes our character, and it becomes what we show to others, right? When we're experiencing these different emotions from 1 through 22, and we know that we're about below a 7 on the emotional guidance scale, and we want to get back up closer to number 1, joy, happiness, and fulfillment, what can we do? Yes, I'm going to give you 3 practical ways of how you can switch or step by step go back up the scale. A lot of videos on YouTube tell you, oh, you can just try to get back up on the scale. You know, you need to change your thoughts and change this and change that. But nobody tells you what to do and how. I'm here to tell you what to do and how, right? Because we have to remember that the emotions we feel become the energy that we show to others. If these energy that we feel or emit and we show to others are negative, we get negative results in life. If they're positive, we pick up positive circumstances in life, right? To match our vibration. We don't attract what we are. I'm sorry.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Let's roll that back. We don't attract what we want. We attract what we are. We have to become what we want to be, right? So we don't attract what we want. We attract who we are. Very, very powerful statement. Very, very true statement. Putting everything together that I've been talking about for the last couple of videos, right? Why is that so? We are attracting exactly how we come off in the universe. The universe is a place of law and order. If you do X, you get Y. If you get Y, you get Z, right? If you do Y, you get Z, right? So your thoughts become who you are, which are the emotions that you show to others, which becomes your habits. If it continuously show the same, whatever you continuously show, think, right, and feel, you become that, guys. Very, very easy and simple concept to understand. Whatever you think on a normal daily basis, wherever you live in your emotional state, is who you become. So in order to change that, you need to change your thoughts, make better habits, and your circumstances in life will change and you will move further to abundance, wealth, and happiness, right? So here is how we move up on the guidance scale. So you're at you know what? Your friend just got a brand new car. You're scrolling through Instagram. Boop, 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 boop. All the people on Instagram with their new cars and their fancy wardrobes and their vacations in Italy. You're like, oh, I'm so jealous. Where is jealousy on the scale? Jealousy is right down there, number 20, right? It's a really, really negative emotional pattern or vibration to be in. So we want to get that jealousy into a higher vibration, back up to number 1. So what do? Here are 3 things that you can do to move up on that scale. 1, be of service to others. So you're feeling crappy, you're feeling lousy, you're feeling like shish, right? Can't say that, I don't want to be demonetized. You feel like shish, right? You be of service to others. Pick up the phone, call a friend, see how you can help. Just talk with someone, offer to help somebody. Maybe go to a volunteer in your community. You know, service. Just get yourself involved in some kind of service, and service doesn't have to be anything too big. It can be the smallest effort. It can be going outside and helping your spouse rake some leaves in the garden, or help your kids do something that they really wanted to do that you never had time to do, right? Call up a friend and find out how she's doing if she's going through also some trying times, right? So that's number 1. Showing gratitude and appreciation. We've heard over the last couple of years about gratitude and showing appreciation. It has become one of those things that just seems so overused, right? But think about it. If you are in a state of mind, on the emotional guidance scale, where you're feeling down, you're feeling doubt, you're feeling fear, you're feeling disappointment, you're feeling overwhelmed, right? Thinking and practicing appreciation and gratitude will instantly lift you away from those negative emotions, because you're now focusing on the things that are going right in your life. You're focusing on things that are really, really positive, and you don't have time to think about your disappointment, your anger, your grief, and all those other things, right? You start making a list. I'm happy to be alive. I love my bed. I love this beautiful home I live in. I like this beautiful town that I have. I'm so thankful for my children. I'm so thankful for my job. I'm so thankful that I have money for lunch today. Start making a list, whether writing it down or making a list in your mind. Focus on that instead. And you'll find that you move out of the lower vibration scale up into a higher one very, very quickly. And the third, but not, last but not least way of moving up on the guidance scale is to distract yourself. And this is my favorite way, my absolute favorite way of moving up on the emotional guidance scale. Because when you distract yourself, you engage in something that you love to do. You engage in fun.
Let's have some fun.
You talk to somebody, you exercise, garden, whatever it is. Go to the movies on your own. Go take a walk. Do something distracting. If you like music, put some music on, dance. Just get yourself involved in something that can distract you from that lower vibrational emotion. Okay, so those three things. 1, be of service to others. 2, practice gratitude and appreciation instead. And 3, engage in something fun. Distract yourself in order to move up on that scale. I hope today's video was very, very informative for you. And I'm hoping that you're putting these pieces together slowly but surely, right? I want you to be abundant, and we all have what's in us to be abundant. Remember, we do not attract what we want. We attract who we are. The purpose of my videos is to help you to become the person you want to be and the person you have to be in order to change your circumstances. Abundance does not happen by chance. It's not luck. It's not fate, right? It's an active effort in the right direction of where you want to go. Point yourself in the direction you want to go and live that life. Live it now. In your mind, you are the person right now who you want to be in a year, in 6 months from now, in 5 years from now, whenever. Give yourself a time frame. Who do you like? What kinds of things do you like? Who do you want to be? What is it going to take for you to get to your success, your abundance, your happiness, your health, and your wealth, right? Live that now. Remove negative thought patterns from your lives, because then this becomes your emotions that you display to others, which becomes the way they treat you, the way they feel about you, and it determines your life circumstances from there, right? So we are, we're all not perfect, and we cannot say that, oh yeah, we're going to just exist in love, joy, and appreciation all the time. No. Emotions are there because they're there for us to feel, right? We are not robots. However, we have to understand when we're in a certain place, in a certain negative emotion, those may be necessary for survival. For example, anger might be necessary for you to get yourself out of a bad situation quickly, right? Because that adrenaline starts flowing and that anger might be necessary. However, do we want to engage and stay in an emotional state of anger all the time? No. We know that nothing good will come out of that, right? So move up on that scale by practicing those 3 things. Understanding that our thoughts control our emotions, which then becomes our habits in life, and our habits determine our circumstances, and people treat us based on the energy we display on a day-to-day basis. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like this video, and help a friend or family member out by sending it to them also. Remember, it's YouTube and I need the likes and subscriptions, so please help out a sister. Thank you so much. As I say all the time, walk good, and we'll talk soon. Bye.